Good morning, everyone. It is day 35. Yes. And we have a lot to talk about today because yesterday, it is day 35, right? Yes. So, yeah, yesterday, I managed to make it all the way to. Where would that show up? Challenges? I made it all the way to Gold 1. We're in Gold 1. Although we're not, because we immediately lost. Or I immediately lost. The very first fight. Is it worth leaving that in there? How many days have we got stocked up now? We got 1 week, 3 days. We got 8 days stocked up. I like the way that these can stock. I basically, if you do everything in this game, you can basically never worry about the XP doubler again. But it depends on how you play. Sometimes you really do want to hold those off. I mean, I got a bunch here in case I need them. I'm just going to take it. Just to get rid of the little red dot. Got to get rid of the little red dot so you know what's going on. So, you probably noticed this too. This is actually the first thing on the itinerary for today. So, today, I want to get done Void Keep, then I want to do a 5-star ascension, then I want to do 1.5 million to the clan boss, which you've seen is no problem at this point. And I want to fuse Justicar, and I can do all that. Guaranteed. This other stuff, we'll see if we maybe get to it. I will get to the Sacred Shard if I get the Sacred Shard, which I should get if I can do all this. So let's get to it. This is what we're doing today. Let's collect the gems. I managed to complete that, and then basically we can turbo through this stuff. You know I love being at full energy. Hang on. I have to do... Actually, I have a fair amount of stuff to do anyway. We will move this along. Hey, come on, game, wake up. I know it's early in the morning. I'm having trouble getting started too, but we could do this. We grab that. This Incubus is a cheapie. Maybe I'll grab him too. And no interesting gear or anything. So, oh, we also have this. We'll check in. No free thing yet. Yeah, we'll check in. We'll grab the energy. We'll do this. So we got to win a total of 4, 5, or 6-star artifacts from stage 5. What I wanted to check quickly is do I have enough to ascend Xeno? And we have none. Wait, what did I manage to collect? Because of course, if you're in a mad rush to get something to 5 stars, we just need a 5-star unit we can ascend. It doesn't have to be a legendary, which is good because it's, by my calculation, I think we need something like, do we need 7? I think we need 7 of the arcane potions. So we may have to farm that arcane keep. But you know what? We can do everything in order because we do have to do the Fire Knight first. So we need 4, 5, 6. Let's go. I have my Fire Knight team. The higher the stage, the likelier we are to get a 4. So if we could do stage 10, we're guaranteed a 4. So I think this is the way to do it. I mean, we're not guaranteed a 4. This is the thing. And what is it, 5? We could just multi-run 5. Go make it happen. So let's see, what else have I got in the notes? I didn't even put the Fire Knight dungeon in the notes. I guess I figured that I'd see it on the list and that I wouldn't have to worry about it. If I recall correctly, there's also some spider runs on the list, so we'll do those today too. And it'll take however long it takes. I'm not going to worry too much about having too much repetitive farm time, because at this point, you know the drill. I know the drill. this is a game that involves a lot of grinding, a lot of farming, and it means you're going to be watching me do a little bit of grinding today. Only a little bit. I will try to fill the dead air as best I can. Maybe I should have given myself a lesson to cover for today, but I didn't. Tomorrow, I think I was saving Hydra for tomorrow because I doubt we're going to get to it today. There is a lot to get through today just to get to that Sacred Shard, just to get to that nice little reward. So I'm going to close the video when we get the Sacred Shard. That's going to be how I do it, and it'll take however long it takes. But we are going to get this Sacred Shard because this is the final day. It is the best chance at a legendary we're going to get. No new legendaries on this account so far. Basically, the only legendaries are the ones that you might expect. We got Sun Wukong, who's not even on this team, so I don't know why I switched to it. We got Xeno, who is maybe my favorite Lego on the account right now. And that's really saying something, because I absolutely adore Sun Wukong. He is an incredible champion. I don't know, maybe I don't love her more than Sun Wukong. Maybe I just love her for Clan Boss. And for the other bosses. I love her for Fire Knight. Like, I don't love Sun Wukong for Fire Knight. He's not useful against the Fire Knight. He's not really all that useful against the Clan Boss either. I say that he's universally useful. He's like a Swiss Army monkey. But those are two areas where you really need something a little different. You need the multi-strikes. So, I mean, dumb luck. We got dumb luck. We got Neldor on this account. I just got Neldor on my main account the same day I got Neldor on this account as well, which I thought was a very interesting thing for Lady Luck to bless us with, or RNGesus. Sometimes I'll go between RNGesus and Lady Luck. I don't know if they're the same person or if they're like spouses or brother and sister. They're somehow related. You're definitely praying to one of them, one or the other. Come to think of it, with a title like Lady Luck, I assume Lady Luck is RNGesus' mom. Maybe she's like, you know, in Christianity you got Mary and Jesus, and with RNG you got Lady Luck and her immaculately birthed son, RNGesus. That's probably how it works. I mean, I just made that up, but it's probably true. So this is fight 2 of 5. This will take about 10 minutes, I guess. That's my estimation. 10 minutes overall. If you wanted to skip 10 minutes ahead, you could skip all the Fire Knight farming. Or if you want to stick with me, hey, cool. How you doing? Let me know in the comments. Anybody else who started a new game and is playing along, where are you guys at? Did you start the same day as I did? I started January 1st. But we've also got 2 other content creators who started near the same time, but I think a week or 2 later. I don't remember offhand when Beanie and Burrito started. They both started quite a bit later. Beanie commented on his video yesterday that he felt like he was behind, but of course Beanie's behind my account because he's literally just 2 weeks behind. Being 2 weeks behind is huge when you've just started and you've only been playing for 2 weeks compared to somebody who's been playing 4 weeks. I mean, the difference is staggering. 2 weeks into this game, I was still struggling to go after the Xeno fragments. I don't know why I did that. I do now. I'm actually glad I went after Xeno. But at the time, it really seemed like it was way too much work, and I am definitely not going through it again. There is a new, there's a fusion coming up. And this fusion looks like she's going to be an extremely powerful reviver. This account really doesn't need another reviver. She'd be better than anything on this account. But I don't even know if a fusion is possible. Even one month in. I could try it in the same vein that I was like, we're gonna see if going after the fragments is possible. Going after the fragments was possible, but it sucked. Going after the fusion, I do not recommend that. I think that's too much. Because early in the video, I was mentioning I need to get enough potions just to get Xeno to 5, and that was a struggle, right? I don't know. I don't know if we'll be able to do it. I think we'll be able to do it, but I may have to trade up some I may have to trade up some potions to do it. I prefer not to have to do that because that can get very expensive very quickly. I think trading up for one superior potion, I think, is 100,000. So it'd be 700,000 silver to get the potions that we need. And in fact, we don't even have enough in the middle potion section, whatever it's called, the middle denomination of the potions. So we'd have to trade up several hundred from the lower order. There might not even be enough potions. The other alternative is we just make a 5-star chicken out of a uncommon unit, and we just fully ascend that, and that should be no problem. I think uncommons, even at 5 stars, still just use the smallest potions, and we're practically swimming in those already. We can get... It's a lot better for potion dungeons. Once you can finally run the potion dungeons at stage 20. Anything below stage 20, and you are just mainly getting the smaller denomination of potions. But I really tried. I tried to have that ready for today so that we could get through and have enough potions to get her to 5 stars. Getting her to 5 stars also means we can put a banner on her. Not a banner. An amulet. A crit damage amulet, which would dramatically increase her crit damage. I don't know that it would make a huge difference overall, just because it's not like her modifiers are all that big yet anyway. She doesn't even have fully maxed out gear. Eventually, I'm going to want that amulet. We are at the point where we're 2-keying the hard clan boss. So, if I can get to the 1 key, that's going to be the next milestone. We want a 1 key hard clan boss so we can get on the brutal. Maybe 1 key hard and then 3 key brutal. That's a worthy goal for, well, for I don't know. Why is Sunday listed here? This is Sunday. I think I was just copy-pasting the stuff up here. So it's Sunday today. So for later, freeze team, best camp farm rares. Yeah, I promised to do a video of that. And I want to get to the point where I can 1 key. 1 key hard. And then maybe 3 key brutal. Oh my goodness, I can't spell today. What is going on here? So that's a worthy goal. When will that be? Will that be a week from now? I don't know. Possibly. So here we are. We're almost done. I think we got nothing but artifacts. Yeah, we got 5 artifacts. So that should complete this. You just get sent from window to window to window. Okay, game. So we've done this. We got to get to level 5 of Ascension. If I wanted to ascend Xeno, I'm going to need, I think it's 3, and then the next level up I think is 4 of the superior arcane potions. So I would need... If I transfer 29 from here to here, this would become... Yeah, it doesn't even have to be the full 29. We could do it with 24. And then we could get this to 70. How much silver are we dealing with? My goodness, it's a lot of silver. I'm going to do it. I want it. So let's get the 7. We'll ascend Xeno. Because otherwise, I'd have had to build food anyway, This is a unit I want to build anyway. I will farm more of the arcane potions. I'm going to need more magic potions. I need more of all of them. We need to push those potion dungeons. But anyway, we managed to complete that mission. Let's keep going, going, going. Now we need 4s or better from the spider den. Oh, that could take a while too. Let's see, what's the smallest one we can get 4s from? Because we might be able to save a little bit of time if we take a level lower than 10. But 10 is very good for Kale. And honestly, it's the lowest one that has a minimum of 4. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this one. Yeah, I guess it was just farming. I could try to take a team with stronger champions. But really, I like the elegance of being able to just put in food. What food are we currently leveling? Possibly nothing. All right, we'll just take some we'll just take some other dark elves. And what do we need? Another 5? Go. So, never forget that the ultimate goal. Well, I don't know what the ultimate goal is. Did I state an ultimate goal here? I think I did. I think I said we're going to go at least until 6 months for Shill of the Drunks. But really, I'd like to keep going until we get Arby. I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. There. I'll be there for you whenever we get it. Now, my first playthrough, I got Shill of the Drunks well before I got Arby. I think Arby maybe took me 9 months, but I'm guessing here. There's a way I could go through my records to find out exactly how long it took me, but right now I'm just going to say I think it was about 9 months. And I remember being about 2 months, maybe 3 months in, a little further along than I am now with this game, and trying to make a race with myself, right? It was a race between Shill of the Drunks and Arby, and I wanted to see if I could get Arby first. I could do that again. What do you guys think? Anybody that happens to be following along the whole video, or are you skipping ahead from place to place like I do? I'm gonna admit this right now. I skip around on everybody's videos. There simply isn't time. You have to pick a handful of favorite YouTubers, and even then you're still skipping around. There are a couple of YouTubers I won't do this with. My absolute favorites where I have to watch the whole thing. For instance, the H Bomber guy rant on plagiarism. I watched that entire thing without stopping. It was that good. If you haven't seen the entire H Bomber guy video essay on plagiarism, I recommend it. And then I recommend his other video essays because I've watched a bunch of them in their entirety. They're long, but my God, he's good. But anyway, long-winded way of saying anybody who's watching along, here's a question for you. Do you want me to try to turn this into a race where I attempt to get Arby before we get Shill of the Drunks? I think we can do it because we got some advantages. When I was doing this the first time, I didn't have Jamarsa, she didn't exist yet, and I didn't have Tagore, and I didn't have anybody else that was an equivalent either. I was really holding my breath for Shill because she was really my best chance at a healer. She was my best chance at a reviver who could reasonably keep herself alive. She was my best chance at crowd control. I think she was a bunch of these things for me. I just didn't have a lot going for my account yet at the time. I had built my first 5 6-star units, which were in order Elhain, Solbon Boyer, Minaya, Reliquary Tender, who was my reviver at the time. I mean, she got the job done, but she's no shill of the Drakes. And 5th was War Maiden, and that's it. Those were my first 5. 6th was Painkeeper. 7th, I think, was Lightsworn. After that, I start to get lost in it. I think 8th might have been. What was 8th? Was it Cardinal? Because at a certain point, I did get Cardinal. Cardinal is a fantastic reviver for Arena, particularly if you want to go second team in Arena. But she could be there for the security if you want to go first and then just have the option of going second. She can revive your whole party. Your whole party can go immediately. And I put her in revive. No, regen. I put her in regen gear because I wanted her to be able to regenerate health the whole time and keep herself alive. She's also got that heal with the increased defense. So I was using all of that, but if you consider what the meta is these days with the game, she is not really a player versus monster, player versus enemy wave champion. She's more of an arena champion. And even then, there's a limit beyond which you can't really effectively use her in the arena, particularly with all the block revivers out now. It makes life really hard. And back at the time, Lydia was creating some real problems for me until I found Master Butcher. This is why I was so excited earlier when we got a Master Butcher, because he can really help the revivers when you're dealing with teams that have Lydia. Because Lydia can block that revive, but you can have Master Butcher trip that Lydia passive. Then your reviver can go and revive the party. It's handy to have. It's handy to consider when you're dealing with a Lydia. Not that I've seen a Lydia yet. As I mentioned earlier, we got to gold exactly once. I got to gold, immediately got knocked out because I immediately fought a team that had like an entire 100 speed more than anything that we were used to in silver. Because that's where the big boys and girls are. Boys and girls. They're in the gold tier. So you get to gold tier, you're going to have to get used to getting your butt kicked. So I wanted to say this might also take 10 minutes, but this might take a little longer. Because I think these fights can run at least 3 minutes, maybe even 3.5. It really depends. I could have tried for a faster unit. We didn't get lucky on stuff. Beanie, for instance. Beanie has the capacity to beat Spider relatively quickly. We're going to do a collab soon, and if Beanie doesn't know how to build his Mordecai, Burrito and I are gonna help him out. I think Beanie's had the best luck of the 3 of us, but admittedly, it's been a couple of days since I've seen any of Burrito's videos. Beanie, if you're watching, I'm actually watching yours every day. Burrito, for some reason, the algorithm's not recommending them. Maybe I need to make a point of just seeking them out. But anyway, I want a good spider team too. I know if I get really good gear, I can probably get an Armiger to do decent damage to the spider and have him just alternate between doing turn meter damage to the spider and enemy max HP damage to the spider. That's the beauty of Armiger, but we have to get to Armiger. I don't know where he is on the roster, because I can take a look. Right now, this is my tentative 5. We wanted to go Kale, Sun Wukong, which I've already done. Then we've got Xeno. This is definitely who I want to do next, because that is going to help us, is going to help me get to 1 key hard. This is the point we want to get to. 1 keying hard. Xeno's going to do that for us. Then Jamarsa, Apothecary. I've still got Shield Guard. Um, but what about Armiger? I think we need Armiger. Army might be perfectly fine at 5 though. If we can layer enough accuracy into Armiger, you want about 200 accuracy to be able to deal with level 20 dungeons. Beyond that, I don't think we need to reach beyond level 20 of any of the dungeons. I think I'm definitely making better time than I did my first game. I don't know how long it took me to push Spider all the way to 20 the first time, but I want to say I think it's on the main track, come to think of it. So it would have had to be in the first 9 months towards getting Arbiter. But it was the thing holding me back for the longest time. Spider seemed to be the hardest thing. I don't know what the hardest thing's going to be now. Hardest thing now might actually be Gold Arena. At least there are no milestones that involve reaching anything in Tag Team Arena, because Tag Team Arena is a nightmare. It is unbelievably bad. I don't know why it's so bad. I assume it's because they're only letting a tiny fraction of people get all the way to the upper echelons of the system. That really needs to be fixed. Plarium, you are not watching because, you know, as I've pointed out, there's so many YouTubers out there, and even short content, it's hard to completely sit through. Long content like this, the only way you're really watching this exact part of the video right now is if you put this on in the background. Because you just kind of wanted to listen along to something while you play. And if that's the case, I'm flattered you chose me of all things that you could listen to, because you could be listening to that H-Bomber guy video. Honestly, that's what I'd recommend. That's what I'd be listening to. I wouldn't be listening to me drone on and on. But we're at run 3 of 5, so we are getting through it slowly. You can see the theory here behind the team. We got Sun Wukong, who's just going to keep getting back up. Every time he gets back up, because he is the wrong affinity for the stage, the Spiderlings are going to go after him like he's the hot girl at the prom. They're all going to be trying to dance with him. And as soon as he goes down, they then start going after the big DPSer. But they might get 2 poisons off on Kale before Sun Wukong pops back up, because he gets to pop up after 3 turns of anyone. And that's why I love this champion. He'll get back up during their turns. He'll get back up during your turns. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter whose turns he's counting. He's just going to get back up, and he's going to start dancing again. So, how do we know what to progress next? This is the central thrust of the last Beanie video. I mean, the way I'm talking about him, I'm making him sound kind of helpless, but that's kind of the way he made himself sound on his last video. I mean, he literally just said, "Guys, I need help." So I think the 3 of us are going to do a collab where the other 2 of us help out. I've got these notes. I'm going to kind of cover them again on who to 6 next, but I often revisit this idea, the area priorities. And the first priority area is, of course, campaign. Some people will say it's clan boss, and really for the long game that's true. Clan boss is the most important thing to come back to every day, but you can't get anywhere. You can't get any of the rest of this without campaign. You need to start with campaign. It's how the game begins. And my gosh, does Beanie have an advantage with Leorius? Yeah, give me a break, Beanie. You have the devil's luck. But your campaign farmer, and I gather Burrito has built his campaign farmer now. He wanted to build Saurus to just completely motor through campaign. Saurus would be extremely fast. I don't know if he'd be the absolute fastest, but his animations are very fast. So if you build him with the right stats, he'd just completely knock over campaign in 6 seconds. That'd be something to see. Burrito, I promise I'm going to check out your video after this. I was thinking about it yesterday, and I was like, I'm going to get to it, but then, I got tired and I passed out. It was late. It was late when I had this thought. Man, can we get through Spider? I wanna get to that Sacred Shard pull. See, I'm kind of jealous of you people watching along, because you could just skip ahead. I can't skip ahead. I have to do this in real time. Although I suppose I could make a shorter video where I just sort of, do that thing where I'm like, whoop, and here we are at the next stage. But I'm still not at the point where I'm prepared to edit these videos. As far as I'm concerned, all of the gameplay is part of the content. Maybe that seems like cheating. But you know what? I need to get a lot of content out. I feel like I'm behind. This is my way of doing it. I'm filling the dead air. I'm doing what I can. Get off my back. Jesus. So we're almost through stage 4. Iteration 4. Repetition 4. And the thing is, I really do have lots to talk about, but I kind of want to talk about it when we're at the point. I don't want to jump around too much. Otherwise, I'm just rambling about some irrelevant aspect of the game. So we have a 6-star queue. This is the place I don't even look at, because this is basically just another way of putting the 5. I suppose I could have put these closer towards the 5, and these aren't really very accurately titled the 5, because there's not just 5 here. I mean, we could do it this way. Comment them out like I'm a programmer. And now it's 5. But are these the 5? Because I do want Tagore. I'm not even going to add him into this because I know I want Tagore. He's on practically every team. I want Apothecary because of the speed he brings, but Tagore also brings the speed. So Tagore really could be a replacement for Apothecary. We still want a speed lead for Arena. I've been using Diabolist for that because she's even faster than Apothecary. I could make a variation team that uses both of them to be even faster so we can even lap slower teams. But I'd rather bring another nuker. There's a lot to be said for a team that brings multiple nukers. It's a lot easier to handle, because if you lose your one nuker, you're just gone. And particularly at this point in the game, we have so few 6s. We have Sun Wukong, we have Kale, and end of list. That's it. Those are the only 2 6s. I even put a Xeno into the tag team arena teams, just because I'm really short on good teams. I think I finally have 3 teams that can semi-reliably win as long as we're dealing with single champion defenses, when I can find single champion defenses in the tag team arena. I'm often prepared to just take the loss, though, if I can't win all 3. Even on my main account. On my main account, sometimes it becomes completely hopeless. Tag Team Arena is awful. Plarium, Tag Team Arena is awful. Minotaur's also awful. Honestly. Minotaur takes way too long. Everything takes way too long. This spider run is taking way too long. The thing is, it is possible to have like a 7-second spider team. Heck, you can probably have a 3-second spider team if you have Newt. My main account does have Newt, but I don't have him designed to do that. But you can just hammer through him with a bunch of Cold Hearts. Or a bunch of other enemy max HP champions. If you had 5 Armigers, you might be able to do a speed team. I'm not building 5 Armigers. It is possible for literally anyone to do that, though. That's the beauty of this game. Like I said in another episode, you can't always get what you want. But if you try, you'll get what you need. and Armiger can be the guy you need if you can't get anything better that you want. So we're through the spider. We got our 5 artifacts, which means we are complete this dungeon mission. We can grab more energy so that we're perpetually over. We can't enjoy energy regeneration at all. Okay, let's get to the clan boss. And we can collect our stuff. So we have the max chest from Hard, the Guardian chest. Are we going to get a shard today? No. Got a void shard yesterday. That was really cool. Today, not so much. So, I could just very quickly... You know what? I want to hit Hard before the affinity changes. Because yesterday, it switched to Force. And if it switches to Force, this is not a 2 key. But also, Xeno has... Oh, you know what? You know what? I whiffed it, guys. Because I ascended Xeno all the way to 5. Her stats are going to be a little bit better, but I foolishly did not actually put the amulet on her. Because a crit damage amulet would be increasing her crit damage by, I think, up to 33%. I think I have a 5-star amulet for her. A 6-star amulet could get her all the way to 40% crit damage. If we had one. I didn't think of it. I'm sorry, everybody. I whiffed it. I'll get it on her tomorrow, I promise. But today, let's see if we can beat the record for yesterday. So yesterday, I think we hit 8 mil. Or damn near 8 mil. I haven't tweaked this, this account terribly, but Sun Wukong's level is now 60. I don't think it was there yet yesterday. Was doing a lot of farming. Xeno is almost at max level. So I want to get her to 6 as quickly as possible. It is going to take a while to get the food, though. So with the extra time today, I'll work on more food. I think there's even a champion training event going on today, so we could get double duty. We can do the farming. I mean, the side rewards from these events are probably not particularly good. Honestly, rewards for a lot of these events are generally not particularly good. Rewards for CVC are not particularly good. Most of the rewards, not particularly good. What do you guys think? You guys think it's worth it to push for these events? To push all the way to the final milestone of events so you can get 1 epic tome? And it's pretty clear, when you play this game long enough, it's pretty clear that the vast majority of the challenge in this game is artificially created by the game designers so that it takes forever to do anything. And it's effective. Plarium, you're watching, it is incredibly effective. I gotta hand it to you. I have been playing this game. Seriously, I've been playing this game every day since Halloween of 2020. That is a long time to be playing this game every day, often for hours a day. My girlfriend thinks I'm crazy. My family, they don't understand. This is time I'm probably supposed to spend with my children. But I don't have children, so... My clan can be my children. My audience can be my children. Hello, children. How are we feeling today? So, it's turn 10. Got almost 4 million. So how long can we stay in? I'm guessing we're going to start to get annihilated around turn 20. At this stage in an account, that's normally when you go down. If you do your best. Ultimately, the goal is to stay standing until about turn 50. I've had accounts that were able to stay afloat longer than turn 50, but eventually you make the switch to the unkillables just because they're They're easier to build. On my main account, honestly, I could probably switch away from the unkillable that I've been using, towards a more traditional team that just manages to stay afloat for 50 turns. But the way I feel about most modes in this game, and this is probably why Plarium constantly moves the goalposts on us, is once you've got your team worked out and you're getting the damage that you want from that mode, you've effectively completed that content. So they have to mix it up. They have to introduce Cintranos, where literally every area requires a different team. So you have to keep thinking, and this is why a lot of people are just giving up on Cintranos, because it's too hard to do that every day. It can be kind of exciting at first, right? But after a while, you don't want to have to think that hard between every single level that you're going to run, particularly if you're running 8 levels of that per day, then you're running 10 levels of Doom Tower per day. And that's extra content in addition to all the other stuff that you got to get up to date. There's Hydra. Hydra's something else. Hydra can take an hour, honestly. Even in the end game, Hydra still takes an hour, maybe more. And sometimes you don't like the run, so then you have to restart it again, and that's another hour of your life gone. So we're at turn 17, turn 18. We're still staying in. If we can stay up until turn 20, that means whenever the Stay Alive for 20 turns mission comes up on the advanced quests, we can complete it at this difficulty level. Looks like we made it. No, something's happening. Alright, we lasted until turn 20. So this is still a comfortable 2 key, I think. This is not as good as yesterday, but I'll take it. It's definitely a lot more than 1 million, which is seriously all we needed to move this along. Move it along, move it along. Move along. So here we go. We're going to fuse Justicar. We're going to fuse him right now. So we go to the fusion. It is the Relic Keeper fusion, and we have a War Maiden to sacrifice. We have Diabolist, and Spirit Host, and Eris. We got them all. We can fuse them for 200 thou. I was expecting an animation of some kind. There it is. Hey, it's Justicar. Okay. So we complete that. We get our Sacred Shard. And now we can continue moving along this. Upgrade to rank 6. Clear stage 10 of Ice Golems. We can get to that. Equip a champion with 6 level 16 artifacts. Okay. So evidently I just need to tweak. This is probably Kale. That's at 5 out of 6. So there's the Ice Golem thing. I think I'm not going to get that today, just because, where are we? 43 minutes in? I mean, I could make that next on the list. Win a superior arcane potion. We're definitely going to be doing that anyway. We could just look ahead on the track for a minute and see what else is here. So we got to clear stage 10 of Dragon, win a superior potion, Minotaur, we're doing lots of that. Ice Golem, we're doing lots of that. Potion dungeons. Another level 16 artifact. Fire Knight, Superior Force, Voids. Clear stage 7 or higher in the Spider's Den. 5 million from the Demon Lord, we can already do that. At this point, I'm trying to keep an eye out for what's going to be prohibitively hard for us to do. Win superior arcane potions again, like we're working on that. Get a 3rd rank 6 champion. So, and it looks like it's just tallying it up. So we don't have to wait until this mission. We can just go ahead and make another rank 3. There is still a challenge where we need to get a Force 6. I think you need to make a fully ascended Void at some point as well, and I don't know if we need to wait for that on the track. Defeat 100 champions in Classic Arena. We may actually want to drop our arena rank to get to that one. Equip 4 champions with 6 level 16 artifacts. So wow, we have to have a fully loaded team by here. So that's something to watch out for. We do not have the silver for that now, so that's definitely going to be a trek. Get 4 rank 6 champions. I guess that's just one more than the 3. How long does this list go? I guess it goes to 75 things. So we need to ascend 3. We need to upgrade affinity bonuses to level 4. We need 2 of them. So that's something to watch out for. That can take a while. More stuff. We need to fully ascend 4 of them. We're going to need 7.5 million. And then we fuse Relic Keeper. And we already have, unless I'm mistaken, we already have everything we need for Relic Keeper, so we're ready to go, kind of. We'll level these guys. I'll make sure these guys are good and leveled for when we get to that point. But now we have all 4 of the champions we need to fuse Justicar, thanks to that fusion we just did. To fuse Relic Keeper. Did I say Justicar? Anyway. The hardest thing is probably going to be the Great Hall bonuses. So we're going to chip away at this. Maybe it's not going to be that hard. It was just 2 to stage 4, right? That really just means 1 more here. Or was it 5? I already forget. Sooner or later, you actually need to get one of them all the way to 10. I don't know which that's going to be. At this point, it might actually make sense to switch to crit damage for magic. But magic and spirit are 2 good affinities to go for on this account. But this account is starting to get very magic heavy. I mean, the main DPS on Clan Boss is this guy and this gal. And they're both magic. And if we put Apothecary into the team, that is a 3rd magic champion where I'm just going to want the crit damage. But I'd like to get to Rathalos Blademaster as well. That'd keep things nice and balanced. We'll get there. So, nope, that's not what I meant to click on. Actually, maybe it is. For champions, we've got the Force champion, and then we just need to win a battle with 4 60s. And we can get that Lego book. I think right now we don't have any other Lego books. And it doesn't look like we're going to get anytime soon on the track. Which means if we want more Lego books, if we permanently want Lego books, aside from waiting for them to pop out of special events, the only way to permanently get more Lego books is to push all the way to Nightmare and all the way to the ultimate chest in Nightmare. And that requires 40 million damage to the clan boss. So the ultimate goal then, I think, is to be able to 4-key Nightmare, just to give us that decent shot of getting a legendary tome. And even that's nowhere near as good as Ultra Nightmare, but Ultra Nightmare, I think unless we get really lucky, we're just not going to be in a position to go after that at all for this year. We just forget about that. But for Nightmare, maybe. Maybe we can 4-key Nightmare. Because 10 million, I can picture my team getting tweaked to the point where it can manage to consistently get 10, maybe even 20 million against Nightmare. 20 million and we could 2-key the thing. So, that's that. Anyway, we're approaching the end of the video here. We're 50 minutes in. This is going to be a 50-minute video. So, it's a 2x. I'm going to make a prayer to RNGesus for literally any Lego. I don't have a specific target Lego on this account that we need. I don't know that we necessarily need anything per se. I mean, we could look at what we've got. We got our nuker campaign farmer uh, requirement covered. We've got him. We got him. We've always got this guy as well. These three can do that. We have two AoE revivers. Is there better in the game? Yes. Do we need them? Nah, not really. I mean, if I was to get, say, a Pythion or a Duchess, I think those would be the two faves of the ones available from Sacred Shards anyway. Obviously, I would love a Siphi or an Arbiter, but I think we're good for revivers and healers. For speed boosters, we got Apothecary, we got Diabolist, and we've got Golden Reaper. Golden Reaper was a really lucky pull, all things considered. And it's at the point where I'm looking at Golden Reaper, and she's a great unit. I don't even know when we're going to get around to building her, though. We got Saurus, potentially for campaign farming as well. For Fire Knight, we got Neldor as a Fire Knight specialist. We've got Xeno as a Fire Knight specialist. We got Apothecary, potentially, as a Fire Knight specialist. Even Armiger can kind of do it. I just wish Armiger had, like, multi-strikes on one of his moves. That'd be nice. Um, I mean, we can wish for Cold Heart, but again, Cold Heart is not going to pop out of a Sacred Shard. She's going to pop out of a Void, which we could pull, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait on the Voids. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to ask you guys. Should I wait for 2x on whatever Voids we accumulate, or should I just pull them immediately? In the hopes of getting a Cold Heart or a Kurzad Deep Heart or a Reliquary Tender or any even number of other champions we need. Because in terms of cleansers, this is something we could ask RNGesus for. We could say, all right, RNGesus, we need a decent cleanser. Because in terms of cleansing, we do have Spirit Host. She's got this on a... No, it's this one. On a 6-turn cooldown. Books to a 5-turn cooldown if I want to use a book. Remove all debuffs from all allies. Places block debuffs. This is a perfectly adequate cleanse. And she's a rare. So honestly, wanting just this from a legendary seems a bit silly, given that Spirit Host does it. But Pythion, for instance, since I keep mentioning Pythion, let's go to the index for a moment. Pythion, for instance, he does that here. He does it on a 3-turn cooldown, though. He's bringing a fair amount of healing. He's got a huge amount of healing that comes off as A1. And he's got the Strengthen and the Revive all. I mean, he's even got this this resistance aura. He's got this passive damage reduction. Man, RNGesus, I want a Pythion. I think that's what we want. We could also ask for anything else that might help us in the arena. You know, like a Rhodos. Rhodos would be amazing in the arena. Completely amazing. I love this dude so much. He is so good. He's got the ability to block revive eventually. You know what? We could even not be greedy. We could even say, from the Sacred Order, any of the good Sacred Order epics. RNGesus, if you're really generous, please give us a legendary. But honestly, there's so many good epics in the Sacred Order. If you're going to give us an epic from this category, because we've got Mordecai, who can help us burn through the spider and all of her spiderlings. We got Fenax, who can just help us kill those Sun Wukongs in arena and just does a butt ton of damage everywhere. We get Fenax, he's probably going to be one of our first 5. We got Deacon, who's kind of a jack of all trades. He's got the time compression. He's got the decreased defense. He's got a speed aura. He's got Leech for Clan Boss. Like, he'd be amazingly good. We've got, well, we're not going to get the Void epics out of a Sacred Shard. So that's it. That's enough preamble. I'm going to pull it right now. Nope. I need the hat. It's me, Shardio. Did ya miss me? Let's pull the Sacred Shard right now. RNGesus, make us proud. Well, it's an epic. And it is the Sacred Order. But is it a good Sacred Order champion? Because this is not one I'm as familiar with. Decreases the duration of all debuffs on all allies 1 turn, then places Strengthen. And it can't be removed or stolen, so we get a protected Strengthen. This looks like the small version of Strengthen, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 15% Strengthen. I would have preferred the big one. Every time an enemy under HP burn debuff gets a turn, decreases the duration of 2 random buffs on that enemy by 1 turn. That's really interesting. But is there any HP burn on her? 40% chance to HP burn for 2 turns. Oh, that is interesting. It's not 100% chance, but it's on her A1. We could probably work with that. So 40% books to 60%, could be made 65% with the mastery. And attacks all enemies, 55% chance of placing the big decrease attack, which is always handy. Cannot be resisted by targets under HP burn. So if we had an AoE HP burn champ, this would be a lot better. There'd be a lot of good synergy here. I don't really know if she's enough for the HP burn by herself. So I'm still hoping for an AoE HP burn champ. But she is very interesting. And look at the candles on her head. Why do you have candles on your head, Carlinia? Do you think you're a Hanukkah? Do you think you're a menorah? Increases resistance in all battles. So anyway, this is what we pulled. I don't know what to make of this champion, honestly. What do you guys think? Do you think she's worth building? Do you think we should wait on her? I think we probably should wait on her. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, everybody, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care of yourselves.